Hey guys, sorry for the long wait on chapter 3. I have gotten sick again and I could not find any time to narrate because I've been very busy. I feel a burp coming on. I don't know if I should. It's not ladylike. Then again, I'm not very ladylike. Okay, there it goes. Anyways, so I was thinking about putting 2 chapters, but that'd be I think about 45 minutes long narrating, and I don't really have that much time unless we put it out in a later date, but it's okay. And I might cut it so the audio might be off a little bit, but it's okay. Here we go. Chapter 3. I got scared immediately. Before this man could even come any closer, I raised my hand and punched him square in the jaw. He fell back and growled. My hand hurts now, but I don't care. I'd rather take this pain than any type of pain he was about to give me. He started getting up when I smacked him in the face with my pillow. I leaped out of bed and grabbed an old award I won at elementary school for a spelling bee contest. I held it firmly, and when he got up to come after me, I ran and smacked the award against his face and chest. He groaned every time. I would hear him try to say something, but I would never let him. He grabbed the award and threw it aside. I looked around for something, but even if I tried to reach for something, he would catch me before I could. I backed up into the wall and whimpered as he neared me. He chuckled deeply and I trembled. He brought out a knife and put the tip to my chin. A drop of sweat rolled down my face and I gulped. He started laughing a little more now. I may be small, but I won't give him the satisfaction of suffering his torment. I took a deep breath. Go ahead. Do it. I don't care if you kill me. Do it. I'm not scared of you, and I never will be. Alive, nor in death will I ever be afraid of you. You're a monster. But you're not my dictator of fear. So do it! Kill me! If you even have the guts! Even though I said that, I was very afraid. But not of him in general. Of actually dying. He stopped laughing. He seemed to be taken off guard. I took this advantage and put the knife away, pushed it away. I felt the tip scratch my chin, but it's not that bad. Nothing I can't handle. I punched him in the face again and he yelped. I kept hitting him over and over and he covered himself with his arms. Eventually I pinned him down and sat on him, still punching him. He put a hand on my face to push me off, but I grabbed it and bit it. "Ugh!" he yelled. "What the f—" Before he could finish, I punched him in the face again. He grabbed my wrist and nearly crushed them. I whined and tried to pull them away, but I couldn't. He was too strong. I struggled violently. He growled and said, Hey, no, stop, goddammit, stop it. I said Jesus, and I'm the monster." "Well," I groaned, "if you didn't try to kill me, then maybe I wouldn't have beaten you up." "You didn't beat me up," he hisses. "You just hit me like a pretty little bitch you are." "What?" I exclaimed. I yanked my wrist away and punched him some more. He was getting furious now. He pushed me off with a strong force. He held me down by the shoulders. His weight felt unbearable and uncomfortable. I thrashed and kicked. I slipped out of his grip and turned over on my stomach and crawled away, but he wrapped his arms around my waist and tried pulling me towards him. I slapped his face a little bit, but no use. I hurled myself away, but he was still on me. I looked, and my only options of slipping out of his grip are very unimaginable to me, but I have to try. I squirmed more and more until I felt my shorts slowly start to slip off. Oh dear. Once I felt them slip off and come loose, I quickly get up and grab the award again. He sits up on his knees, ready to lunge when his eyes dart down, and I see a very white face go red. I frown and wonder why he got like that. Then I remember. I slipped out of my shorts. They're off. I'm in my underwear. I throw the award at his head and pull down my shirt to cover myself. The award hits his forehead and falls back. He groans and I walk towards him. I look down at him and he looks up at me. He's still red, and he kept shifting his eyes from my face to my underwear. I frown and step on his face, turning away and squishing him. Jesus! Not only are you a sadistic monster, but a pervert too. That's just messed up, I groaned and managed to say. At least I'm not the one with polka dot panties. I growled and stepped on his face even more. You insane bastard. I do take pride, he remarks. I scowl at him. Who are you and what do you want with me? I'm not telling you. I stepped on his face even more. Ow, 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 ow. Watch the smile. Tell me now. Okay, fine. You really want to know so badly? Then I'll tell you. I'm a killer, all right? My name's Jeff. I froze lightly. Jeff? Jeff is his name? This has got to be a joke. You're kidding me, right? I asked with a hit of anger. Your name is Jeff? Are you pulling some sort of sick prank? Huh? He mumbled. I shook my head. What kind of person dresses up in a silly cosplay and pretends to be Jeff the Killer? What the hell are you talking about? You can't fool me, all right? He isn't real. Just a stupid story, I said. He frowned and said, Look, I don't know what the hell you're on about, but I would appreciate it if you got your foot off my face. I stepped on him even more and he groaned. I don't believe you're Jeff, I said. I'm sure he wouldn't have been this calm with someone stepping on his face. You'd be surprised. If you're really a killer and you're really Jeff, then how come you didn't kill me when I was up against the wall? I was totally vulnerable and you didn't take the chance. You seem to be taken aback. He sighed. I don't know. It's just no one has ever said that they're not afraid to die in the verge of being killed before. I haven't heard words like what you said before in a long time. Every other person I've killed pleaded to live, but I never gave them a chance. It's gotten quite predictable, their reactions, and I was growing bored of it, but then, when I heard your words, I was shocked that I'd get a reaction like that, considering the circumstances. Yet, you're only a girl. I would have thought you would have pleaded because you wanted to see so much of the world, but you said you were ready to die, and that made me shocked, but very pleased because I finally got the outcome I wanted. To hear someone be stupid yet brave enough to tell me they're ready. I looked at him. My frown had started turning into a blank expression during his talking. He was surprised by my reaction? Well, I guess it would be kind of weird to hear a 16-year-old say they're prepared to die. I don't want to admit it, but when I was up against the wall, deep down, I really was ready to die. What's wrong with me? Why would I feel that way? I have friends and a family. I can't ever feel that way, but I did, and I can't take those feelings back. That moment is my history now, and I can't do anything to reverse it. So, I said, will you, still kill me? Depends on if I'm still in the mood, he muttered. I clutched my shirt and thought about the few yet amazing people I'll leave behind if I die. I can't even bring myself to imagine their faces. I started to tear up and cry. I stepped off of him and dropped to the floor, sitting on my legs, curled into a ball, and sobbed quietly. I'm not ready, I said. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I could feel Jeff's eyes on me, looking at me. I didn't know what he'll do, but I'd rather not know. Suddenly, I felt warmth of light on my face. I looked and saw a glowing little light near my chest. What the hell? I whispered. I'm guessing Jeff saw them too, and he gasped. The proxy? He said under his breath, but I still heard him. I looked up. I saw glowing still at my chest. He seemed to go uneasy for a few seconds. Then he reached over and laid a hand on the little light. Hey, I protested. You pervert, don't touch my... I was suddenly blinded by a bright white light. It stayed there for a while, but then my vision cleared. I looked around. Jeff was still here, but something felt off. I looked at my wrist and yelped. On my wrist were a mark, an X, and an O crossed over it, or an O with an X crossed over it. I frowned out of confusion. I touched them lightly. When I did, they burned immensely. Jesus! It's like I got branded. I looked at Jeff's scowl. Did you do this to me? He shook his head hastily and stared at my wrist. I could tell he knew what the symbol meant. I panicked a little and sighed and asked him what just happened. He just sat there, staring at my wrist. He won't tell me anything, I'm sure. I was about to snap out of my daze when I heard footsteps coming out my door, or to my door. I yelped and told him to go, but I didn't have to. He was already leaping out of my window before I could say a word. I quickly ran to my bed and, jumping in, I got in my blanket and heard the door open. I heard a confused, But then they disregarded it and left. I opened my eyes to see it was my dad. I was probably making a racket. Well, it's not my fault. It's all that stupid Jeff's fault, and now, because of him, I've been branded. When I was alone in my room, I sighed and looked at my wrist. The mark is still there, and I have the feeling it won't ever come off. Ever! The next morning, I snuck away in my mom's makeup room. Next morning, I snuck away my mom's makeup in my bathroom, so I snuck away to my mom's makeup inside my bathroom so I could put some foundation on my wrist to cover up the marks. If my parents or friends saw them, I'd have to explain, and they'd freak out, thinking I got tattoos, but I'd never get anything like that, especially if I get these symbols. I don't even know what they are. I'd look them up, but I'd have to get the foundation on and put the makeup back before my mom notices and we leave, so really, I'm in quite a rush. Just hope the foundation blends in quickly with my skin tone. As soon as I'm done, I quickly run into my parents' bathroom, put the makeup back. I was about to leave when I thought about borrowing foundation for today, just in case. the one on my arm wears off, I take the foundation and slip it into my pocket, and I feel weird taking stuff like this, but it's the only makeup, not $1 million. I walk out of my room and go downstairs to see my mom. She's all ready to go, and I grab my jacket and bag. We say goodbye to my dad again and take off for school. I put my wrist face down to avoid any comments on them from my mom. I see the school up ahead and I get nervous, more nervous than I usually get. We pull up to the school and I get down. I walk through the halls, avoiding eye contact, and manage to get to the class in time. I take a seat and stay quiet. Those girls are here earlier than usual. I wonder why. I look up to see a guy walk in. I immediately get reactions to blush and look down at my lap. The guy that walked in is the guy I kinda have a crush on. Okay, I do, but we don't talk. Why would I talk with him? He's a lowlife anyways. His name is Travis Wilson. His name isn't much, but his looks are. With brown hair and hazel eyes, it's no wonder why girls fall for him. And I'm one of them, but I never intended on it happening, But I guess he's the reason why that girls' group is here so early. Apparently, a few weeks ago, Travis went through some surgery and had to be out for school for a long time. Now that he's back, I guess the girls wanted to get here early to see him. Figures, they're so clingy. I'm surprised. Most guys go out with girls like that. It's mostly leads to bad things, trust me. I know what I'm talking about. I see it all the time. Either one of them cheats on the other, the girl gets jealous that any girl her boyfriend talks to is immediately on her death list, or they break up. And stupid thing about all that is they always end up getting back together, one way or another. It's bound to happen, but I'm not a fool to ever fall for anyone like that. I just wish some people realized that and picked better people like me. Oh well, what can you do? Just let them be. Eventually they're mistakes at some point. Yet, disregard it after that and do the same thing again. It's a cycle, but sadly, it's a cycle of our society. Now. Sucks, I know, but like I said, what can you do?